Now, those of you who have been following my channel for a while, a lot of you guys know last year I was covering a lot of the Pride nonsense that was happening on the corporate level because it was ridiculous. You know, we got the Bud Light situation, you had the Target situation. There was so much happening that there was cancellations left and right. There was companies losing money left and right. The stocks were tanking that haven't actually recovered since last year. It has been pretty insane. Well, we have news coming out now from Yahoo Finance, and the headline reads, Target is going to cut LGBTQ Pride Month products from some stores after backlash, according to Bloomberg. Now, when they're talking about the backlash, they're talking about the massive backlash that they got last year during Pride Month when they decided to sell that tuck-friendly swimsuit merchandise, if you guys remember that. Well, apparently, they're going to be pulling a lot of LGBTQ merchandise from stores, and it has people melting down.
Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel.
So let's get into this article, guys, from Yahoo Finance. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, guys, there has been an insane, and I mean insane, level of meltdown about this announcement. Literally, at the time of recording this video, this thing was announced about 15 hours ago, give or take, and there is an insane amount of articles and discussion happening over this decision because Target is one of those companies that loves to virtue signal. We already know that. They're one of those companies, if you walk into a Target, you might as well just turn gay at that point. Like, Target is one of those companies that will push this on their employees, they will push it on their customers, and they got called out for it last year, and they ran away with their tails in between their legs. They ended up taking down the merchandise. They ended up moving it in some stores all the way to the back. In other stores, they removed it completely. They ended up putting it on clearance, and it was just crazy. So let's talk about what's happening now. Target is planning to cut LGBTQ-themed merchandise from some of its stores during Pride Month this June, Bloomberg News reported on Thursday after a backlash hit sales of the retailer last year. Target plans to offer the full assortment of the merchandise online, but is examining store-level data to decide which physical locations will carry the product, the report said, citing people familiar with the matter. Now, this should not be too shocking, in my opinion, because think of it this way, right? It's no different than other metrics that stores look at to decide what products sell in what areas, right? Not every Target carries the same exact thing. Not every Walmart carries the same exact thing. Depending on the location, they're going to be more likely to carry one particular product over the other, right? There's certain things that sell more in certain areas. Now, what they're probably going to end up doing to save face is they're probably going to end up removing the merchandise from more conservative-based states, and they're probably going to maximize the merchandise in more leftist-leaning states, right? Like, they're going to put stuff like this in New York, California, but they're going to avoid places like probably Florida and Texas. They're going to be doing this because that way they're less likely to get backlash from the people that would give them backlash if they would see this kind of thing, right? So unfortunately, it's kind of a way to kind of play the field where they're still going to get their way. They're still going to push the message they want to push, but they're going to be smart about it and push it in areas that they know that they can get away with it, right? They know in New York and California, you're going to have people walking into Target stores while drinking a Starbucks talking about how stunning and brave it is that they have tuck-friendly merchandise in the aisles. Whereas if you go to somewhere like Texas, they're probably going to burn the swimsuit right in front of you. So it just depends on where you are. It says Target is likely to stock the products in about half of its nearly 2,000 stores in the U.S., the report said, which is interesting, very interesting, because if it's half the stores, it makes you wonder about the population, right? You guys are so busy trying to do woke for everything, but you're ignoring the fact that you're ignoring 50% of potential customers by doing so right off the bat. Interesting business move. The move comes after Target was forced to remove some items, including certain transgender swimsuits, from its LGBTQ-themed collection last year after facing customer backlash and confrontations between customers and employees in some stores. Target blamed the backlash in part for a drop in its sales in its second quarter last year. Now, last year during Pride Month, man, I got shadow banned to all hell. We went crazy during Pride Month. The channel was booming. We hit like 7,000 subs in a month. And then after Pride Month, I got silenced to the fucking moon. It was insane. I got silenced to the point where I was shadow banned for like 6 months. I think I gained like 100 subs a month after that, and it was nuts. And then eventually, through consistency and hard work, we were able to get out of it. So that's usually how you beat a shadow ban, by the way, consistency. But that's neither here nor there. Now this year, I guarantee Pride Month is going to be even crazier. The reason why is because we're going into an election year, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been contemplating covering political topics here and there, depending on, you know, if it means something to me. I'm going to obviously talk about it, but stuff like this is very important to showcase because corporations are just virtue signaling machines. They know that they don't care about this shit. They know that they don't care about the people they claim to care about. All they're trying to do is maximize their profits. And if they really cared about the message, like they say they do all the time, if they really cared about this to the point where they push it on their employees all the time through these like woke tests and whatnot, then they would do this everywhere. They would do this in all 2,000 stores. But the fact that they're not doing it shows that they don't actually care, and this is about profit. It says on Thursday, a Target spokesperson said that it was committed to supporting the LGBTQIA+ community during Pride Month, which is celebrated in June and year-round. I like how they tried to throw in and year-round. Like, you guys realize that the argument against Pride Month was the fact that, wow, you're going to celebrate gayness in 1 month and then forget about it the other 11 months? Well, guess what they're doing? Now they're trying to make it into a year-round thing. They don't want just 1 month. They have almost, if you look at all the dates that are specifically targeted towards LGBTQ people, which are supposedly the most oppressed people in the world, if you look at the dates that they have almost half the year already. Half the year dedicated to them for some sort of LGBTQ nonsense. So it's only a matter of time before the entire freaking year is dedicated to them. It says the Minneapolis-based retailer will maintain a presence at local Pride events in Minneapolis and around the country and would offer a collection of products for Pride Month curated based on guest insights and consumer research in select stores and online, the spokesperson added. So again, guys, it looks like they're going to be doing this to try to get any kind of goodwill possible back from non-LGBTQ people or non-people who are obsessed with leftist identity politics. It's very clear that they're going to avoid it in conservative states. If you look at their stock, they actually did garner a little bit of a rise recently in 2024, but we're going to find out if that actually ends up being the case as time goes on, because even though they got this rise to $171 back at March 7th of 2024, if you look here, it fell all the way to $156 on May 1st, and now it's at $164. So it looks like it's pretty volatile, this stock, and Target stock has always been volatile. They used to complain it on market conditions and saying that people didn't have money to go to stores or whatever the case may be. That's really not the case anymore. That hasn't been the case for a little while now, and people will shop and will support based off the fact that, hey, maybe you don't make your politics known. You know, a lot of these companies don't realize how to shut the hell up because they're so obsessed with putting that rainbow flag out there once June hits. I guarantee you guys already know. You guys already know what happens, right? June comes. Every single company changes their profile picture to a rainbow, and they do it for the entire month. Now, last year was different, though. Last year, they actually changed it for only a few days, and they ended up reverting back to the original logo after like 7 days or so because every company was just getting destroyed, and the Bud Light situation had them extremely scared. So I think what's going to happen this year is that we're going to find a company that is going to pull a Bud Light. It's going to be insane. There's going to be backlash, and it's all going to just happen all over again. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.